Okay, this video lecture will provide you a basic overview about the mesoionic heterocyclic molecules. I will start with the origin of this word, that is mesoionics, or from where this word has been actually derived, followed by the various conditions satisfying which any heterocyclic molecule can behave as a mesoionic type. Lastly, I will also be dealing with the classification of these molecules, or let us say under how many categories we can divide or we can classify the mesoionic type of heterocyclic molecules. So let's get started and let us see what is there in this lecture. So like you can see on your screen, the first thing is what it is, the origin of the term, that is the mesoionics. And you can see here the term was first of all introduced by Baker and Ollis in 1949 just to describe the structure of this particular molecule here, which is what? Which is this N-phenylsidinone molecule. Actually, by a single structure, we can never describe the N-phenylsidinone molecule. What is required is some resonating structures like the first one here, the second one, and the third one. These are basically the resonating structures, and the last structure here is what it is, the resonance hybrid of the N-phenylsidinone molecule, such that if we really want to describe the structure of this N-phenylsidinone, let me write here N-phenylsidinone, the structure of this molecule can never be satisfactorily be described with the help of a single covalent or a polar structure. So we can say this is actually the very first condition for a heterocyclic molecule to be mesoionic in nature, that a single covalent or a polar structure is never sufficient to describe the structure of that particular heterocyclic molecule. So now I can write down here all these structures are what? These are the resonating structures. And if you people remember, we can also call the resonating structures as what? The mesomeric type of structures. So let me write here the resonating structures or the mesomeric type of structures, because resonance effect is also known as the mesomeric type of effect. And moreover, you can see here all these structures are having the positive and the negative charges within the same structure. So we can call these structures as what? We can call these structures as ionic in nature, because they contain positive and the negative charges. And it is because of the combination of this term here, that is meso from the word mesomeric, and ionic because they contain positive and negative charges, we have got this term, that is mesoionic. So once again, dear students, the mesoionic heterocycles, as far as we know, they cannot be described by a single covalent or a polar structure. In fact, there are present some other conditions satisfying which any heterocyclic molecule can be referred to as a mesoionic type of heterocyclic molecule. So now I can write here, because we are talking about the heterocyclic chemistry, so I can write here the word heterocyclic, and the heterocyclic molecule can be known as a mesoionic type of molecule if it satisfies certain conditions. The first condition is what? that the structure cannot be satisfactorily represented by a single covalent or a polar structure, like in this case, in case of N-phenylsidinone. We cannot describe the structure of N-phenylsidinone by a single structure. What is required is we need to provide structure 1, 2 as well as 3, and moreover the resonance hybrid, that is this thing. So this is the foremost condition for any heterocyclic molecule to be mesoionic in nature. So I can write down here a heterocyclic molecule can be a mesoionic one if it satisfies certain conditions. The first one is what? It cannot be represented by a single covalent structure. It cannot be represented by a single covalent structure. A single covalent structure. But at the same time, I want to mention here, we do have a lot of heterocyclic molecules which shows the phenomena of resonance. So this means all those heterocyclic molecules should also be mesoionic in nature, but it is not the case, as we all know. All those heterocyclic molecules are not known as the mesoionic type of heterocyclic molecules. So this simply means that there are present some other conditions. Only after satisfying those conditions, any heterocyclic molecule can be referred to as a mesoionic type of heterocyclic molecule. So this means this single condition here is not sufficient, plus we should also be having some other conditions here. Let me write here some other conditions, and only those heterocyclic molecules which are satisfying this first condition as well as these other conditions, only they can be referred to as the mesoionic type of heterocyclic molecules. So I think this thing is clear to you people that this single condition of not being described by a single covalent structure or a polar structure is not sufficient for any heterocyclic molecule to become a mesoionic. In fact, a lot other conditions are there. Only if a particular heterocyclic molecule is satisfying all these conditions, including the first one here as well as the other conditions, only then a particular heterocyclic molecule can be referred to as a mesoionic type of heterocyclic molecule. So now let us have a look about those conditions which I have just talked about. You can see here, these are the conditions for any heterocycle to be a mesoionic type. Okay, the first condition has already been discussed on the previous slide. You can read from here, a heterocycle which cannot be represented satisfactorily by a single covalent or a polar structure, it can be mesoionic in nature, like the case of N-phenylsidinone, because it is also not represented by a single structure. And the other conditions which I just talked about are what are these conditions here. And once again, if all these conditions are being satisfied by any heterocyclic molecule, only then we will be referring that particular heterocyclic molecule to be a mesoionic one, otherwise not. Okay, so let us have a look on the other conditions. The second condition you can see here is what? That it should be 5-membered. It should be having a 5-membered ring. So you can see here, once again, I have taken the case of N-phenylsidinone because it is the very first mesoionic compound to be discovered. And I will be explaining all these conditions here with respect to this N-phenylsidinone. So the second condition is what? It should be 5-membered. You can see here, you can count from here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yes, it is 5-membered. So better to put a tick here that it is also satisfying the second condition. The third one is what? That it should possess a sextet of electrons which has to be delocalized over these 5 carbon atoms of the ring. So if we start counting the number of electrons from here which take part in the delocalization over this 5-membered ring structure, we can see from here the 2 electrons are coming from this pi bond, the first one here, the second one, and then this pi bond here in between this carbon atom and carbon atom. So let me write here these 2 electrons, and moreover, out of the 2 electron pairs of the oxygen atom, one electron pair will be used up in this pi electron cloud delocalization. So even this third condition is being satisfied here, that it possesses a sextet of electrons which is delocalized over the 5 carbon atoms of the ring. Same is the case here with this resonating structure. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4 and one lone pair of this nitrogen atom. So now let us have a look on the fourth condition. It is written here that the fractional positive charge should be balanced by equal and opposite negative charge located on the exocyclic atom or the group of atoms. So now what is meant by the exocyclic atom? You better be knowing that this atom here, oxygen atom here, is what it is, exocyclic, because it is attached to this cyclic system here. I mean this thing here. It is a part of the cycle, but it is not directly involved in the formation of this cyclic structure, although it is directly bonded to this cyclic structure here. So this oxygen atom here is what it is, the exocyclic atom. We can have an atom here, we can have a group of atoms here. So the main thing is what, this positive charge here should be balanced by this negative charge on this exocyclic atom. And the same thing is happening here. So we can say, or we can put a tick even here on the fourth condition, that is about the fractional charge, the positive charge being balanced by the negative charge on the exocyclic atom. And moreover, I want to add one point here, that is such kind of salts are known as the internal salts, because both the positive as well as the negative charges, they are present in the same molecule. It is present in the same system. So we can say that the mesoionic compounds are what, they are a type of internal salts. The positive charge as well as the negative charge, they are present in the same molecule and they are balancing each other. And now the last condition is what, that the exocyclic atom, once again this oxygen atom, I mean it should be bonded to the main cyclic structure here only and only with the help of a carbon atom and no other atom. Once again, the exocyclic atom should be attached to the ring structure only and only with the help of a carbon atom. Only then the last and the fifth condition will be called as to be satisfied, and in case a heterocyclic molecule is satisfying all these conditions here, I mean all these conditions, these 5 conditions, only and only then it will be referred to as a mesoionic type of heterocyclic molecule, otherwise not. So make sure all these 5 conditions are being satisfied, only then a heterocyclic molecule is what, a mesoionic type of heterocyclic molecule. And if a single condition remains unsatisfied, we cannot call that heterocyclic molecule as a mesoionic type of heterocyclic molecule. So now I have some molecules here for your practice. So it will be better if I first write all these 5 conditions here. The first condition is what? The first condition is it should be 5-membered. The second condition is the structure cannot be satisfactorily described by a single covalent structure. So we will be checking this condition, all these conditions in all these 3 molecules, and we will see whether these heterocyclic molecules are actually mesoionic or not. And now the third condition was what? That the heterocycle should have a sextet of electrons that has to be delocalized over the 5 carbon atoms of the ring structure. The fourth one was it should be a type of an internal salt, means whatever positive charge is present on the ring, that has to be stabilized by the negative charge, equal negative charge on the exocyclic atom. So it should be a type of an internal salt. And now the fifth condition was what? That the exocyclic atom should be bonded through the carbon atom only and not with some other atom. So let me write here the exocyclic atom should be attached through a carbon atom. Through a carbon atom. So now it is time to see whether all these conditions are being satisfied or not as far as these 3 heterocyclic molecules are concerned. So you can see here, let us talk about the first molecule. This is the first molecule here. Let us call this molecule as the second one, and this one here as the third heterocyclic molecule. So we can see here this is a 5-membered heterocycle, so better to put a tick here. And in this case even the main ring, that is this, is also 5-membered. We can count like this: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here. So once again a tick mark on this side. This is also 5-membered, so a tick even here on this side for this molecule. Now of course this nitrogen is having a lone pair of electrons, and such that the structure of this molecule here cannot be represented satisfactorily by a single covalent structure, because it will be showing resonance like this. So definitely there will be present some resonating structures, and it will be the sum of these resonating structures, or let us say the resonance hybrid, that will be very close to the structure of this actual molecule. So we can say it cannot be represented by a single covalent structure. So yes, it is satisfying this condition. Even in this case, this molecule can also show resonance, so it cannot be even represented by a single covalent structure. And same is the case here. This can also show resonance, something like this, right? So all these 3 molecules are satisfying the first 2 conditions, and let us see whether they will be able to satisfy all these conditions here and they are mesoionic, or they will be lacking any one of these conditions. So let us see. The third condition is what? It is the sextet of electrons. This is having the sextet of electrons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So it will be a tick here. Even this case, 1 electron, 2 electron, the third one here, the fourth one, and this is having a lone pair of electrons. So 5th and 6th, a sextet is even present in the second molecule. And in the third example here, this is also showing a sextet of electrons which is delocalized over this 5-membered ring structure. So better to put a tick mark even here in this case. And now this is what? In this case the positive charge is being neutralized by this negative charge, but this is not a part of this structure here. It is being acting as what? It is being acting as a counter ion here. The iodide ion here is what? It is the counter ion. So it is actually a case of what? It is a case of an external salt, and definitely it is not some kind of internal salt, which is the main condition, which is one of the main condition for any heterocyclic molecule to be mesoionic in nature. So we have to put a cross here because it is not a case of some internal salt. Once again, it is what? It is a type of an external salt. because the iodide ion here is not a part of the system, it is just acting as a counter ion. Although in the structure second, the positive and the negative charges both are present in the same molecule, so it is as good as some internal salt, and same is the case here, the positive and the negative charges, they are present within the same system. Now the last condition is what, that the exocyclic atom should be attached to the ring with the help of a carbon atom only, and this condition is being satisfied here in this case. This exocyclic atom or the group here means the ethoxy is attached to this 5-membered ring here with the help of what, a carbon atom here. So better to put a tick mark here. But in this case, this condition is not satisfied because this exocyclic atom here is attached to the 5-membered ring not with the help of a carbon atom but with the help of a nitrogen atom. So it is not satisfying this condition, and same is the case here. Even in this case, our exocyclic atom is not attached to this 5-membered ring here with the help of a carbon atom. So I cannot put a tick mark here, I have to put a cross here. And now the result is in front of you. You can easily tell that all these 3 molecules are not mesoionic in nature because they are satisfying 4 conditions out of 5, but it is mandatory for any heterocyclic molecule to be mesoionic only and only if it is satisfying all the 5 conditions, and which is not true in all these 3 cases here. So out of the first, second and the third heterocyclic molecule, neither is a mesoionic type of heterocycle. Okay, now let us talk about the classification of these molecules. You can see here I have shown the 2 structures here, and you will be very quick in identifying that what is the difference in between these 2 structures. It is quite easy. You can see here this atom here, that is C, and this atom here, that is A. They are giving 2 electrons towards the pi electron cloud. But the fact is these 2 atoms are non-adjacent with each other. So let me write here the 2 atoms which are giving 2 electrons each, they are non-adjacent in this case. On the other hand, if you have just a look on this structure, in this case the atom B and the atom C, which are giving 2 electrons each towards the pi electron cloud, they are present adjacent to each other, So this is the difference between these 2 types of mesoionic heterocyclic molecules, and we will be calling the first one as the type A and the second one as the type B. Once again, in type A, the 2 atoms which will be donating 2 electrons towards the pi electron cloud, they are simply non-adjacent to each other, whereas in type B, these 2 atoms which are giving 2 electrons each towards the pi electron cloud delocalization, they are simply present adjacent to each other. And we can simply classify the mesoionic type of molecules into these 2 categories based upon these atoms here. The first is type A and the second one is the type B. And now it is time to discuss something about the basic chemical properties of type A and type B mesoionic heterocyclic molecules. So now what I can do is I can represent the type A as well as the type B mesoionic heterocycle in this way, that is B single bond A here, C atom D, then is E, the exocyclic atom is what, it is F here. The ring here is having the positive charge and the exocyclic atom is having what, the negative charge. And a similar type of structure I can draw here for the type B mesoionic heterocyclic molecule. It is also having these same atoms here, this exocyclic F atom having a negative charge. Inside the ring, what is present is this positive charge like this. Now what I'm trying to tell you here is what type of chemical properties or the chemical reactions these type A and type B mesoionic heterocycles can undergo or they can show. In order to have a rough idea of this thing, what I can say is, or what I can explain to you people is that the type A mesoionic heterocycle is supposed to be derived from two units. The first one is this B double bond C single bond D here plus A double bond E double bond F. This having a positive charge and this having a negative charge. The thing is, the type A mesoionic heterocyclic molecule, I mean this thing, it can be generated by the combination of these two units. This is the first one and this is the second one. This unit here, it can show resonance in this way. This can show resonance in this way. Let me draw here. I'm sorry. It can show resonance like this. C, this will become a single bond B here, single bond D like this. When these electrons will shift here, what will happen? This positive charge on atom C will be neutralized, and now this atom B will be having what? It will be having the positive charge. This atom D here as such is having a negative charge, such that we can call this thing here, I mean this thing, as what? As a 1,3 type of dipole. You can see here the positive and the negative charges, they are present on the first and the third carbon atom, so better to call it as a 1,3 dipole. So now what happens is, because the type A mesoionic heterocycle is actually formed by the combination of a 1,3 dipole and some heterocumulin, this is what? This is known as a heterocumulin. Why hetero? Because it is a mesoionic heterocyclic molecule. So out of these three atoms, there are chances that some will be carbon atoms and some will be heteroatoms. So it is a type of a cumulin, but because heteroatoms are present here, so better to call it as a heterocumulin. Now the main thing which I want to tell you here is what? That this type A mesoionic compound is supposed to be derived from the combination of a 1,3 dipole and a heterocumulin. And now how it is linked with the chemical property, we can say that whenever this type A mesoionic heterocyclic molecule is allowed for some chemical reaction, what it will do is it will result in the generation of this type of 1,3 dipoles, which can further give different kinds of reactions. And the different chemical reactions are nothing, they are a sort of chemical properties for that particular molecule. So the type A type of mesoionics, they can actually undergo reactions by the generation of these 1,3 dipole molecules, and further they can give different kinds of reactions. So this is all about the chemical properties of, the basic chemical properties of the type A mesoionics. And now let us see what is there in type B. Let me draw a line here. Okay, as far as the type B mesoionics are concerned, I can say this can undergo a valence type of tautomerization, resulting in the generation of a species something like this. C double bond D here and then E double bond F. Now what is a valence tautomer? We can say that type of tautomerization in which shifting of atoms is not there. Instead, a rapid reorganization of bonds is present. That is known as valence type of tautomerization. And now, as far as the chemistry of type B mesoionics are concerned, what they can do is they can give rise to, in some chemical reaction of course, they can give rise to such kind of valence tautomers. And further, these valence tautomers can give what? They can give different kinds of reactions. So because this lecture, this whole lecture was just an overview, so what we have seen here is the origin of the mesoionics, the definition, the conditions satisfying which any heterocycle can act as a mesoionic one. All heterocyclic molecules are not mesoionics. This thing is, I think, clear to you people. There are certain conditions only satisfying which a heterocyclic molecule can be referred to as a mesoionic one. And lastly, we have seen that they can be classified into type A and type B. And moreover, we have got something about the general chemistry of the type A and type B. On one side, where the type A can undergo reactions generating the 1,3 dipoles, which can further give different kinds of reactions. The type B mesoionic compounds can do what? They can generate such kind of valence tautomers in the reaction, which are capable of undergoing different other kinds of reactions. So this is all about the basic chemistry and the overview about the mesoionic heterocyclic molecules. I think this is enough for this first lecture. So thank you so much.